Good afternoon, dear learners. So today we will going to discuss about the level A of Open Basic Education. That is our lesson is environmental studies. Here we will going to discuss about lesson 4, that is the environment. I am Parthosarathi Ghodai, academic officer. Today we will going to learn about the what is the actually the meaning of environment and what are the different types of environment we found in our surrounding and what are their physical as well as biological components, or how we can say how we can classify them into physical environment as well as biological environment, and then the organism, that is the part and parcel of an environment, and what are the living organism as well as what are the non-living things. So let's start with the meaning of environment. So actually whatever we see around us, that is the part of environment, or we can say that then whatever we see around us, it is a part of a larger or bigger environment. So in our environment there may be number of house, various types of animal, bird, as well as plants, buildings, vehicles, roads, as well as there are electrical pond, ocean, water, air, cloud, soil, all other things, means all the things that you can see in your surrounding, that forms the actually part of environment. So actually this environment actually differs from place to place. Suppose if you are living in a city, your environment will be different from the person those who is living who is actually living in the village. Similar, if you go to the mountain, there you can see the more soothing environment, or if you go to the desert, here also you can see the harsh environment. Also if you go to the underground of the soil in mine, there also you can find the different types of environment. Particularly in environment like village, you can see the lot of plants, ponds, also there is huts made up of clay, and also you can find the various type of crops are growing there, various fields like the fields of rice, wheat, maize also. These are actually the components of actually village environment. After that, if you are in city, you can see the lot of buildings, roads, traffics, also the flyover, and here the proportion of plants or trees, we can say, is much lesser than the village. So if we go to the desert, there you can see the lot of sand dunes. After that, you can also find very few plants like kikar, babul, palm, as well as the thorny bushes. And also you can also found there the camel, which is called actually the one of the most ubiquitous animal of the desert. Also if you go to the mountains, there you can see the lot of low rise, high rise mountain. Also there may be some trees like pine, deodar and chinar. Also if you go to the higher end of the mountain, you can see some special animals there, and they are actually, you can in the mountain area, actually here the soil portion is less. Here you can find the much of stone, boulder type also these are actually part of the mountainous environment. Here in this picture, you can see the various types of environment. Like the first picture shows the environment of the forest. Actually the one of the integral part of our environment. Actually when earth was originated 1,000 billion years ago, after that actually forest become luxuriant all over the earth, and after that when human started to grow and they tried to become civilized, they actually cut these trees and clear the forest for agriculture. In the forest you can find the various types of animals like deer, various types of birds, also there is lion, tiger also. And also if you go around a sea, here you can find the vast amount of there may be vast amount of sand on the beach, or it may be there also some kinds of stones will be there. Also there will be a lot of saline water as well as some specialized tree. Similarly, the village and the city environment also differ, and you may have find it also in your place or in your surroundings. So let's discuss about the how can we classify our environment. Actually we can classify our environment into two groups. One is physical environment, another one is biological environment. Physical environment means here there actually no existence of life, while in case of biological environment there are the existence of life. Here mainly the biological environment mainly comprises of the various types of plant, trees as well as animal, and also the various types of microorganism which is found in soil as well as air. Among the plants and trees, it may be tall trees, shrubs, also it may be small plant and also mushroom. While among the animal, it may be large animal, small animal, bird, or also it may be the marine animal or what we can find in water or aquatic animal. Coming to the physical environment, these are actually the inert component of our environment. They are like air, water, soil, temperature, humidity, road, vehicle, sun, like moon, star. Actually, although the physical environment doesn't have life, but they are particularly very much important, or we can say they are very much necessary for our existence. Like through air we actually breathe, and we all know the water is the life of any organism. Coming to the soil, on the soil the plant grows, and from where we harvest the various types of fruits. And coming to temperature, humidity, as a human being we can actually live in the certain range of temperature. If this temperature range increases highly or decreases to a very low temperature, in that case human will not be able to survive. Similarly, through sun provides us energy through which plant the photosynthesize food, and from that we harvest our food. Next, coming to the what are the difference between living things and non-living things. Here in the picture you can see there is one picture of cat and another picture of bicycle. Here if you examine these two picture and ask yourself very simple question, that the which entity here does breathe, and who will be able to move, or who can produce itself. Here actually in all the cases the answer will be the cat, because a cat itself can breathe itself, it can move with its own will, and as well as it can reproduce or breed itself. However, in case of bicycle, it cannot move without our help, or it doesn't breed, or it cannot reproduce itself. So here actually this cat we can say the living being, because it can do its work at its own will, while a bicycle cannot do this work. That's why it is a non-living entity. So next comes about what are the living things. Actually we have already discussed, these are actually plant, trees, animals and other creature, they eat, they breathe and grow with age. They actually produces the babies like themselves, and they can die after a certain period of time, and after which their body can be decomposed by the various types of microorganisms present in their environment, so that they can get assimilated with our environment over the time. So these living things are mainly the man, lion, elephant, fox, cow, buffalo and many other things, and you can find the images of various types of living things in your self learning material. Next comes about the plants and tree. Here actually in the previous slide we have discussed that the living entity can move, but you can find in your surroundings that a plant or tree actually do not move like a normal animal, but we can say that they can make their food while standing at a place. Actually through the process of photosynthesis they make their food, and the food that is left over in their body, after some time we collect them and take it as our food, and that's why with the help of agriculture all human harvest the food from our environment. But actually the plant, though plant do not show the movement like animal, but it have some few minor movement, like their flowers can open or close. So here we can see that the plants actually can behave like a animal or living being, although they cannot move. Actually they can also absorb the various types of the mineral and water from the soil. That's the various types of food grain, fruits and vegetable, they are all produced by plant, and these are consumed by the human. So let's identify some of our common plants. Actually a plant can be identified on the basis of their size, shape, leaf, flower and food. Actually the various types of plant have different characteristics. Some have the special type of leaf, some have the special type of color, some have the various type of shape, height, and also the visual appearance is different from one another. So in that case, if you try to observe your plant in your surrounding, you may find some common plants like mango, banana, coconut, and I would say that try to identify this plant with the help of your parents or mentor. Similarly, like plants, there are numerous animals in our surrounding. Some of them live in water, like whale, shark, small fishes, tortoise, jellyfish, octopus. Some can also fly in air, like crow, parrot, pigeon, owl, eagle. Actually these are the animals which are commonly found in our surroundings, and they are actually part of our food chain and food web. If such common animals are not there, the human cannot survive in their environment. Like similarly some other animals like monkey, squirrel, snake. Some snakes live in the trees. Also there are some animals like rabbit, rat, snake, they can also found in the burrows. So actually like this animal, like fish we can also take it as our food. Also like the tortoise, they are important part of our environment, and each of these organisms or animal has a particular role in our environment which they perform. If any of these common animal get extinct or their population decline, their role will be hampered in the environment, and ultimately we the human will suffer from this decline. So let's discuss about the why should we conserve our environment. We have understood that our environment consists of various types of living and non-living things, but particularly with reference to living things, and due to human pressure, actually our environment is getting degraded in the form of, like, there is lot of loss of plants and animals in their surroundings. So actually environmental conservation is particularly critical for protection of biodiversity as well as mitigation of climate change. We all know that actually in our surroundings we can see that there is the increased occurrence of rainfall, flood or drought like situation. This is actually said to be the effect of climate change. Actually climate change is happening due to the over emission of carbon dioxide gas in the air, which may be from industry or from other sources. If we cannot prevent this climate change, after a period of time the temperature in our surrounding may reach a certain level where the human cannot live, or human will not able to survive. Third comes the sustainable resource management. Actually resource means the whatever we use in our environment, or we can say the how we derive the benefit from our environment and from the sources. Actually our environment provide various resources like water, it may be the food, or it may be the various types of minerals. But if we use these resources of environment excessively, after some time their storage will get exhausted, and after some time actually the human will also will begin to suffer from this. So that's why we should go for the conservation of our environment sustainably, so that our future generation will be able to use it also. Third comes the health benefit. We also know about the COVID-19 pandemic, and this COVID-19 type of pandemic is also one of the effect of our environmental degradation. Actually the various types of microorganisms are present in our environment, but as our environment degrades, this microorganism is going to harm the human body. So to be healthy from the microorganism and to get protected the various pandemic, we should conserve our environment. Fourth comes the economic stability. Actually like forest provides lot of resources to the human. It actually provides the honey, wax, timber, also the lot of food grains. Actually the various types of indigenous community living in the forest, they can actually sell this forest product and earn the income. So actually this forest in indirect way provides the economic stability. So if we clear our forest for our own purpose, the economic stability of those indigenous person will be hampered. So in that way the conservation of environment is very much important. And the last one is the educational opportunity. Actually our environment is a vast resource, and till now actually we are able to learn about very small portion of it, and actually the lot of plants and animals, actually they are not studied yet. So to know about our environment more well and to know about surrounding, they need to be preserved. So if we conserve our environment, further we can go for various types, we can get various educational opportunity in future to study the diverse or amazing plants and animal. And the last one is the interconnectedness of ecosystem. Actually we as a human also part of our environment. If we going to harm the other organisms or other animal and plants in our environment, it may indirectly affect the human also in future. So to become connected to our roots or to our ecosystem, we should go for conservation of environment. So learners, let's take a break. After that we will learn about the how can we conserve our environment or what are the methods to conserve them.
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने, हम
अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो,
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
मित्रों हम उठे और जागे,
मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय का है द्वार खुला सबकी खातिर।
शिक्षा परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर।
शिक्षा और परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर। दुनिया में इसके केंद्र बहुत,
कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। कोई मन चाहा केंद्र चुने, स्वयं बने,
Welcome back, learners. So we were discussing about the why should we conserve our environment. So let's discuss about the some of the usefulness of our animal and what are their care. We can see that in our surrounding we can see there may be cow, buffalo, goat, camel and yak, and particularly this group of animal, they are mainly used for milk, riding, and also they can be they also dung may be prepared from cow and buffalo, and which may be used for organic manure in our agriculture. And also the leather of this animal are particularly valuable for many articles like shoes as well as bags. Next group of animal comes the goat, hen, chicken, pig and fish. They are particularly useful for our food purpose. Their flesh, and they are particularly used for their flesh as well as egg. Then come sheep and yak. Sheep and yak are used for milk, wool as well as meat, and their skin is quite heavy, and that's why their skin actually highly valued. Then comes honeybee. Honeybee actually used for the harvest of honey as well as bee wax, and we all know that honey is a very healthy food option for human. Then comes bullocks. Bullocks actually they are the males of cows and the male of cow and buffalo. They are particularly used for plowing in the field. Then come dog. Dog are actually very common animal. They are actually particularly associated with the men, and they are believed to have been gradually evolved with men. So actually their uses include they may be guards in our house, they can entertain us, also they can provide the companionship. Next comes the donkey, mule as well as elephant. These are the animals which are used for the carrying heavy loads. Next comes silkworm. Silkworm are particularly reared to extract the silk fiber, and from the silk fiber we can get our clothes as well as our apparels. Next comes earthworm. Earthworms are called the friend of farmer. They actually helps in making the organic manure or vermicompost from waste, and also they can make the soil fertile. Actually they ingest the soil in their body, and when they excrete the soil, it is actually rich in various types of manure as well as mineral nutrient. Second comes the snakes. Snakes keeps the soil loose by making the burrows, and also they eats the rats which damage the crop. Actually the snakes are balancing the nature as well as they are balancing the population of other organisms in food chain and food web. And the last one comes the butterfly or firefly. These are particularly helpful in pollination, and also they are particularly very useful for aesthetic purpose, and the pollination is the one of the most important the ecosystem function that is performed by them. Actually if the crops are not get pollinated, there will be no flower and there will be no fruits. So that's why the butterflies and fireflies indirectly helps in the food production. Then next comes about the what are the parts of the plant as well as their uses. Actually a plant have many parts, but among them the most important ones are mainly leaf, flower, bud, fruit, seed, root as well as flower. Coming to the root, through root actually the plant extract water as well as various types of mineral in their body, which ultimately helps their growth and development. Coming to leaf actually called the kitchen of a plant. Here through the help of photosynthesis and the energy from sun, they synthesize their food, and a part of the food actually used by the plant and the rest of the part actually used by other animal in the food chain. Coming to the flower, flower actually the reproductive organ of the plant. With the help of flower and pollen, the plant actually able to reproduce themselves. And coming to the fruit actually these fruits are actually used by the plant. Actually these fruits are used by the human for food purpose, and also these fruits contain the seeds, and these seeds are actually the main reproductive organ which is actually comes through from the flower, and with the help of the seeds plant will able to reproduce themselves. So also the apart from roots and leaves, there are stems. Stems actually helps to transport the water and mineral through the plant leaf, where the plant foods get synthesized. Also there are various types of branches which bear the leaves, flowers as well as fruits. Next comes buds. Buds actually over the time develop into the flower, and these flowers will look beautiful. Further they convert into fruits and seeds, and these seeds makes new plant when sown in the soil. Then comes what are the uses of plant parts. Actually the plants are used for various purposes. First is the grains. Here the grains are mainly used as a food for certain plants, like like the grains of wheat, maize, rice, millet. Also there are medicines, like we can extract the medicines from the plants like tulsi, neem, mint, eucalyptus, ginger, and here they actually for this purpose their leaves, flower, fruit, bark, roots they are used. And the third one is oil, and these oils are used for edible purpose. They can be extracted from mustard, soybean, groundnut, sunflower as well as coconut. And the fourth one is pulse. Pulses are good source of protein, and here we can get this protein from masoor, gram, soybean and urad. Then comes the spices. For spices purpose we use the clove, coriander, cardamom, turmeric, chilies. For fruit purpose we use the guava, pomegranate, mango, papaya, banana. And coming to vegetable, there may be potato, carrot and radish. And coming to the wood, there is teak, pine and mango. Their wood actually strong, and they are actually used for building for preparation of building as well as furniture. And the last one is the jute and cotton. Here actually these jutes are actually used for preparing sack and bags, and also the cotton is used for making the apparel. So next the concept comes, that is food chain and food web. Actually in this picture you can see that a grass is eaten by grasshopper, which is further eaten by rat. A snake consume that rat, and ultimately eagle consume the snake. So this is actually cyclic, actually not a cyclic, this is a chain like process. So the chain here, the plants are being eaten by some other animals consecutively. This is actually called food chain, and this food chain actually is a most important component in our environment, through which the various types of animals and organisms able to survive. So actually the food chain is actually the linear process, while a food web is actually the interconnectedness of a food chain. So here in this picture you can see that Green plants may be eaten by grasshopper or mice. Even a mice can consume grasshopper. That further that a owl can consume or can eat the mice, and which may be finally will be which may be finally will be consumed by hawk. So here you can see that the various animals can be eaten by other animal. This complex network is called as a food web. Actually, food web is the summation of, or we can say that it is the integration of various types of food chain. So next comes about the balance in nature. Actually, in our environment, balance is very much important, because if population of certain organism becomes too high, it can create pressure for other organism. Like in the food chain, if the grasshopper population becomes limited or their population decline, the population of plant will grow, and ultimately the other organism in the hierarchy of food chain will be affected. So it is to keep balance in the nature, the maintenance of food chain and food web is very much important. With reference to human, actually our population growing hugely in our environment. So actually, and the human needs food to survive, but our earth is not increasing, or the space for growing the food is also not increasing. So in that case, human apply the various types of chemicals to kill the pests of the various type of pests of agriculture, but these chemicals actually becomes harmful for other essential organism. So in that case, due to growing population, we are harming both our beneficial as well as harmful organism. So in that case, we are actually destroying the balance of nature. So in that way, we should try to balance our population in the nature, so that the nature keep functioning well. Then comes the how we can conserve our environment. First, let's talk about soil conservation. Actually, soil is the important resource which is provided by our environment, because soil supports the plant from where our food or our various types of plants are grown, from where we can harvest the fruit. So these soils are actually being eroded or destroyed due to overgrazing, deforestation, excessive use of chemical. So we must try to focus we should try to control the overgrazing, as well as the removal, as well as try to do for afforestation, or we should control the use of harmful chemicals. Next comes the conservation of forest. Forest actually provides the lot of resources for human, like they clean the air, they modify the climate, they provide oxygen, also they can provide the animal feed, fuel, wood, medicine. But due to the greed, or due to industrial purposes, the forests are get cleared. So how should we go protect forest? First, we should grow as many as trees possible around our house, and further we should try to protect the fell down of any trees or forest in our surroundings. Next comes the conservation of water. We have already discussed about there is no life without water. We can see that there is vast ocean in the earth, but the water in the sea or ocean is saline. We cannot consume that, but we actually consume consume the actually the normal water which don't have any type of salinity, but this type of water is not ubiquitous, they are actually limited. They are mainly found in groundwater, or they are actually found in the North Pole and South Pole. As they are limited, we should not go for wasting the water, we should not put the garbage in water body, and also we should try to harvest the rainwater, because rainwater is a important source of water which we can consume. And the fourth one, we should prevent the entry of harmful chemicals in our water body. So learners, thank you. We have learned about today about our environment and how we can conserve that. Hope you will apply your knowledge in your surroundings. So in the next class we will meet up with another topic. Thank you.